Hey everybody! Well, today we're going to take a look at another cool prop replica that I managed to find. Now this was from a seller on Etsy. Been finding a lot of cool stuff on Etsy lately. So this is a Star Wars prop. It is a Proton grenade is what they call it. I remember seeing these in the movie. It first shows up in Return of the Jedi, I believe. And then it kind of showed up from different places from there. Oh, this is pretty cool. Alright, let me take this out real quick to make sure there's nothing on here that... Alright, so it looks like there's some instructions or something. So we'll check that out in just a bit here. Oh, this is going to be cool. Okay, now, there's 3 different versions of this to buy. I'm not sure what that is. And here is the... Oh, that's pretty neat. It's got a little bit of weight to it. Oh, okay. Now there's 3 different versions. Sorry, there's some fireworks going on. It's getting to be that time of year. There's 3 different versions of this prop that you can buy from this particular seller. There's a kit version that has no lights and you put it together, paint it and all that stuff. Then he's got a assembled version that has no lights, but it's already painted and assembled. And then this one here is called the fully loaded version. Ooh. Move that more in the center here. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's neat. Oh, wow. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Look at that. Oh, that's nice. That is really, really nice. Wow, the paint job looks really good on this. Ooh, that is nice. There's the bottom, so there is some lights in this. I'm not sure what kind of batteries this uses. And I don't know if it has batteries in it. Looks like it's got some magnets on here as well, so you can stick this into a metal surface. Alright, well, let me get some close-ups of this. That's really cool. And let's, well, you know what, while we're at it, let's see what's in this. Kind of interested to see what's in this bag. Let's take a look. Their card, this is the seller that I got this from, DHPFX. And I'll talk some more about that in just a minute. And this, oh, this is cool. Look at this. He gives you a dum-dum cherry, my favorite. And what's this? Saving the galaxy one prop at a time. A little rubber ring wristband. That's great. There's the name. Well, now that's really cool. I love when sellers throw these kind of extra goodies in here. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, let's take a look at that. That's very cool. I just discovered in the bag that he also threw in some Smarties. I love Smarties. I haven't had these in ages. That's great. Okay, so before we look at this, I'm just going to throw in some quick screen grabs of one of the original props that showed up on the prop store auction not too long ago. Alright, so let's take a look at some close-ups here. First of all, I really love this paint job. As you can see here, it's got a really nice weathered look to it, as you know, a lot of Star Wars stuff is weathered. So it's got a great paint scheme on here. Now, there are different versions of these that show up in the movie, and I think they show up in some other Star Wars shows, but here is that language. I don't know if this is Arabic, I think is what they call it. But you can see the paint job is really nicely done here. In fact, if you look at the original prop, those pictures that I just showed you, especially right here, you'll notice that it's hand painted on the original props because they didn't even stay in the lines. It's not like they even masked it, especially down here. So this one has a nicer, sharper look. I like the scuff marks that's on here and that little symbol. This part is really cool. I can't remember what this thing is from. Some people are making these props and they sourced the original thing that this was made from. It's a greebly. It looks like a vent of some kind. It's really neat. And I think it's screwed in there on the original prop. There's a nice red band right here. Here's another red band, and you got another one of those greeblies right there. Here's the top. This has got some really great detail here. I think on the original prop, this is some kind of a knob that sticks up, and some of them stick up higher than this and some are lower like this one. So like I said, there's different versions of these. See all the greebling going on here? I think these things were slide switches, like on a mixing board, a music mixing board, I think is what they used for those. It's pretty neat. I can't remember what some of this other stuff was. But yeah, another great paint job on there. This is cool. It's got a little bit of weight to it. Here's the battery compartment. And let me show you that real quick. Okay, so I don't know why this confused me so much when I first opened this battery pack, but here you just push this little tab down, and then this slides out like this. Now when I first saw this, I'm like, okay, so I'm guessing it uses like double A's or triple A's, and then the double A's didn't fit in here, and then the triple A's were loose, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, and I'm like, well, there's the contacts there, but there's no contacts here, so how's the battery supposed to connect? And then it finally dawned on me, this is a 9-volt battery holder. I mean, where was my mind? So anyway, yes, you'll need a 9-volt battery, and I like these because you can't screw up the polarity. I mean, it tells you the polarity right in here. I don't know if I can get the light on it, but you can't screw it up because you can see how one is wider than the other for the connector points up here, so that just slides right in there. And then you can't screw up which way you put this in because the clip is only on one side of it. So you just put that in like this and slide it in. That's cool. I've never seen a 9-volt battery connector like that. Alright, so let's turn on the lights so we can see what they look like. Okay, so I turned the lights down so we can see these better. So let's flip this on right here. And there we go. Now that is cool. I'm glad that these blink like that. So the gentleman that made this, I think he said there's a team of 3 of them that make these. 3 guys in his workshop. But this is neat. I really like that. I love how they don't just shut off. See how they kind of gradually, turn off like that? It kind of reminds me of a railroad crossing. That is neat. I really like that. Now, I've seen some people just using solid LEDs in there, and then others are, I think they blink at the same time. I really like this. That's very cool. I love this. This is so neat. That looks really good. Now, the only thing I would say that I kind of wish was that he might change is this right here. Maybe somehow put a cover on this so you don't see this part of it. I mean, it's not like you're really going to see the bottom of it anyway, but it would be nice to maybe have something covered just to make it look a little more finished down there. But, maybe have a magnetic piece that clips on there. This would have to go further in, though, because that sticks out. But, no big deal. I love it. I think it looks really cool. That looks so awesome. And the magnets are pretty strong, too. I'm just going to use the front door as it's got a nice metal door here, and that just sticks right on there. Look at that. That's got a good, solid grip on there. Yeah, I mean, it's not like super strong where you have to really pull this off, but it's strong enough to hold this in place. Just like that. Awesome, I love it. So there we go, the Proton grenade replica prop from Star Wars Return of the Jedi and other shows as well, I believe. I haven't watched the other shows, so I'm not totally familiar with it, but this is so cool. I remember seeing this in Return of the Jedi, and I always thought it was a really cool looking prop. So once again, I got it from a seller named DHPFX from Etsy. And I think he's got some other stuff too. In fact, now that I've seen how good this is, I'm going to have to check out some of the other stuff that he's got. So there's 3 different versions, as I mentioned. If you want just the kit, like the raw kit, it's only $65, and you can paint it the way you want. It doesn't come with lights, though. You'll have to add your own lights to it. And then there's the built version, or the finished version, as it's called. That one's $105, but it's all painted. You don't have to build it or paint it, but it doesn't come with the lights. But if you want the fully loaded version, which is what this is, it's exactly the same, and it does have the blinking lights that you see here. This one is $165. And I think they're made to order. It takes them maybe, I don't know, a month, I'm sorry, not a month, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks at the most to make it. But it looks great. I think this looks fantastic. This is really neat. It's one of those props that I kind of always wanted and just never really got around to trying to look for one. And Etsy has got some really neat stuff on there. So check it out. I'll put a link in the description to DHPFX's website or his Etsy site, and you can check him out and buy it from there. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I very much appreciate it. And until the next time, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.